Kiss me beneath the milky twilight. There she goes, safety line, Rosemary Hill.
Today, we're talking about the band that gave us romance, whimsy, and a name that sounds like it belongs on a medieval receipt. Let's rewind to the era of chokers, butterfly clips, and dramatic Dawson's Creek montages. Yes, baby, we're talking about the 90s. And right in the middle of that soft rock, acoustic, emotionally charged storm came Sixpence, None the Richer. Or as I like to call them, one-hit wonder, none the wiser. You know a band's powerful when one song makes you fall in love, spin in a field, and cry about a crush you never had, all at once. Sixpence, None the Richer, soared to fame with one dreamy song, had all the sad girls in chokers spinning in slow motion, and then poof, gone like your crush's interest after 8th period. But what really happened to the band with the poetic name and the heavenly harmonies? Did they walk away with millions or just sixpence? Stick around, because I've got the tea, and you know I'm not holding back. Now, if you only know them for Kiss Me, it's okay. We all did, but there's more tea to spill. The group started way back in 1992 in New Braunfels, Texas, a place that sounds like it only has 2 Starbucks and a lot of denim. The band was formed by Matt Slocum, born December 27, 1972 in Bristol, Rhode Island, a moody guitar-playing, cello-slinging songwriter who was like, what if I bring some Jesus into alternative pop? Yep, Sixpence was technically Christian rock at first. Then comes Lee Nash. Born June 27, 1976 in New Braunfels, Texas, the angel-voiced queen with bangs and sad eyes who made every teen girl want to lie in the grass and write poetry.
He had written his first song, and that's how we first got together. I remember, but he liked my voice and wanted to hear.
Where do they meet? Not at Coachella, not at a dive bar, at a church retreat, y'all. The Lord said, "Let there be harmony," and boom, a duo was born. They land a deal with REX Records, an indie Christian label, and start building the band out. Drummer Dale Baker joins the crew, so does bassist Justin Carey, and soon they're hitting the road, making church kids cry and alternative kids feel seen. All while trying to make their mark in a music industry that didn't quite know what to do with a Jesus-adjacent dream pop band. Oh, and that name?
It comes from a book by C.S. Lewis.
It's from a C.S. Lewis book about giving without gaining. Like when a kid buys a gift for their parent using their parents' money. The gesture's sweet, but the parent, none the richer.
Yeah. C.S. Lewis was comparing that to his belief that God has given him and us the gifts that we possess and to serve him.
And honestly, that's kind of the band's whole story in a nutshell. One massive hit, lots of effort, but when the spotlight faded, so did the checks. Fast forward to 1998, the band had been grinding for years. Like we're talking about making albums no one heard outside Christian bookstores. But then, suddenly, bam, Kiss Me hit the airwaves like a lovesick freight train. And listen, when I tell you Kiss Me was everywhere, I mean everywhere. That song was the soundtrack to She's All That, Dawson's Creek, and probably your cousin's prom video. It hit #2 on the Billboard Hot 100 and made them an overnight sensation after nearly a decade of trying. And yes, they also had that dreamy cover of There She Goes, which also slapped, gently, like a silk glove. They became that band, the group you couldn't name but knew all the lyrics to their hits. And despite being labeled a one-hit wonder, they were Grammy-nominated and even performed on all the big late-night shows. They were the quiet storm of the 90s. Okay, so let's give Sixpence None the Richer their flowers. Because baby, even if their name said None the Richer, their trophy shelf was saying booked and blessed. Let's start with the Grammys. Yes, the big leagues. They got nominated twice. Once for Best Pop Performance by a Duo or Group with Vocals for Kiss Me, and another for Best Rock Gospel Album for their self-titled project. That's right, they were straddling both the Christian music crowd and the pop charts like pros. Now over in Christian music land, oh, they were basically Dove Award darlings. They won Best Alternative Modern Rock Album for This Beautiful Mess, Group of the Year for Kiss Me. And let's not forget Breathe Your Name snatching Modern Rock Recorded Song of the Year. Translation: the church folks said, "We see you, Lee. Go off, sis." And don't worry, mainstream pop wasn't sleeping either. They bagged a Billboard Music Award for Top Soundtrack Single, thanks to Kiss Me being glued to every teen movie montage ever. You couldn't escape it even if you tried. The track also pulled in Teen Choice, Kids' Choice, and even Young Hollywood Awards noms. Like, y'all know a song is a cultural reset when Nickelodeon and the Dove Awards are both clapping. Even their cover of There She Goes won a BMI Pop Award, because when they weren't making dreamy originals, they were reviving 80s bops and still winning. And let's talk sales. The Sixpence None the Richer album went platinum, and Kiss Me is sitting pretty with multi-platinum status. Over 3 million units sold in the US alone. So yeah, they may have been none the richer by name, but those royalty checks said otherwise. Morale of the story? They were out here collecting awards like Pokemon cards even if they weren't always front-page news. Okay, so you're probably waiting for the scandal, right? Like, did Lee Nash throw a mic at someone? Did Matt Slocum get caught lip-syncing? A drug bust? A messy divorce? Baby! No. Hate to break it to ya, but Sixpence None the Richer kept it squeaky clean, like Sunday school clean. And so you'd think they'd ride off into the sunset with platinum albums and good vibes. But nope. Behind the scenes, the band had drama, financial issues, label problems, and that classic "we don't agree on where the band's going" kind of tension. First off, record label nightmares. Their first label, REX Records, just straight up folded, like poof, gone. That left the band stranded early in their career. Then their next label, Squint Entertainment, helped them blow up with Kiss Me. But surprise, surprise, that label also fell apart. Can y'all see the pattern here? Because of that chaos, their follow-up album, Divine Discontent, got delayed for like 2 years. It was supposed to drop in 2000, but it didn't see the light of day until 2002. And by that time, the music scene had changed and people had already moved on to NSYNC breakups and Avril Lavigne. Then came the breakup in 2004. Lee and Matt just called it quits. No messy headlines or beef. Just a quiet, "we're done." They came back in 2007, gave it another shot, and even released a holiday album. But the energy wasn't quite the same, and their activity since then has been on and off. There was also a little touring drama in 2024. They left a joint tour with 10,000 Maniacs early, but not because of scandal. Just scheduling stuff. Boring, I know, but hey, we love a professional exit. And as for controversy over their message, there was mild buzz back in the day over how Christian the band really was. Some fans wanted more faith in the lyrics, some wanted less. But it never blew up into anything messy. Just artsy debates in coffee shops and church basements. In 2004, they officially disbanded. That's right, after a solid run, they said, "Thank you and good night." But wait, they came back in 2008. Lee and Matt tried to give it another go, dropped a few songs, and even released a Christmas album. But let's be honest, the magic wasn't really the same. The nostalgia was cute, but the charts were unbothered. No major scandals or wild headlines here, no arrests, no hotel trashing, no rehab tales. But their big drama was more behind-the-scenes industry struggle. Honestly, their biggest controversy was how radio milked Kiss Me until we were all lactose intolerant. So, what happened to the soft pop royalty of our youth? Lee Nash went solo and dropped some country and indie music. She's still out here performing, posting on Instagram like your cool church aunt with a poetic soul. Vocals still buttery, by the way. She married PFR drummer Mark Nash. They have a son together who was born in 2004. Then they got divorced in 2007. She then remarried in 2011 to musician Steven Wilson Jr. Matt Slocum stayed in music behind the scenes, doing session work, composing, and just being musically mysterious. As for the rest of the band, most members went on to other, quieter careers, music adjacent or just regular life stuff. Like imagine your Lyft driver once opened for REM, that kind of vibe. Now let's talk numbers. No shade, but don't expect Rihanna money. As of recent reports, Lee Nash has a net worth estimated at around $2 million, and Matt Slocum is sitting somewhere between $1 to $2 million as well. Not bad for a band that lived off one mega hit and a Christmas comeback. They're not on Forbes, but they're definitely not shopping at Dollar Tree unless they want to. So Sixpence None the Richer may not have stayed at the top of the charts, but they gave us an iconic love song that still slaps and probably helped at least 300 weddings and 10,000 high school crushes. From Christian bookstore aisles to MTV stardom to indie obscurity, their journey was gentle chaos, and for that, we salute them.